Good evening and welcome to the Whiskey Lover Society with me, Gert Retief. And tonight I've been challenged by Greg's Whiskey Guide. I will put a link to his YouTube channel in the description. Also put a link to the free channels that I also will nominate at the end of this video. So as you might know, or probably have seen, a lot of YouTube whiskey channels have been challenged by Andrew from Prestige Liquid. And so he started a challenge 3 years ago where he would pick his 3 favorite whiskies for the year. And in the end, he will nominate 3 people as well to take the challenge forward. And of course, then you need to do your nominations for your 3 whiskies. And of course, you have to pick 3 people. So the 3 people that I picked was quite an easy pick for me. The whiskey was not so easy to pick for me. Now, I know a lot of countries, very difficult to find something during the lockdown. Here in Belgium, it was never a problem for me. I buy most of my stuff online. So the postman has been a very busy boy delivering whiskey to my door. So I never really had a problem. But I have some favorites. Of course, the idea is that it needed to be during the lockdown. So I had to go back a little bit in history to find the period of which there was some sort of lockdown here in Belgium. It was not very difficult to find. And of course, my 3 whiskies that I picked, that was actually almost at the start of my YouTube channel. Not so long, this YouTube channel. I think I started in late February this year only. So very young channel, with aspirations of becoming a big channel maybe soon. But I will start off with no particular order. I did pour myself something, and I'm sure by the color you'll see where am I going with this. But you will be quite surprised with the first pick that I do. Now, most of you that have been watching my channel know that I'm not a big fan of the peated whiskies. I did try a peated whiskey the last couple of days, which was absolutely fantastic. But unfortunately, that's not going to be part of the lockdown. Well, the way things are going now here in Belgium, this could be part of the lockdown within the next couple of days if the government keeps his word. And I think there could be some trouble ahead for us. So then that might make the list of a lockdown whiskey. But the first one that I did like as a peated whiskey, and I've been talking about this quite often in my reviews as my go-to peated whiskey. And of course, I'm talking about the Benriach Curiositas peated single malt, 10 years old. For me, this is absolutely a fantastic one. Not the best, as I discovered a couple of days ago. If you're curious, go look at my channel to see which one was a little bit better for me than this one. But this is my second bottle already. It is absolutely a fantastic whiskey. I love the light smoky flavors, a little bit of a fruity flavors that come out. It has got a nice, a little bit of a caramel note coming out. It is just fantastic Speyside whiskey. 10 years old. Matured in ex-bourbon casks. They have an ex-rum cask and some ex-virgin cask influence in it. Natural color, of course. Non-chill filtered, of course, and it's bottled at 46% ABV. And it's something that I would always share for people that are not heavily into peated whiskies. Somebody that want to just give it a try to see what the fuss is about. Of course, if you give it this one, then they might progress into the more smokier or peated whiskies. Start them with this and you will have a peated friend for life. So this was my first whiskey, and my first was whiskey that I really liked with regards to the peated whiskies. I did try the Ardbegs, a little bit too peaty for me. I tried the Ardbeg Wee Beastie. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything about it. Not bad, but it was always versus the Curiositas, and the Curiositas always won. So the next bottle that I do like, maybe a little bit too much. This is one I've tried a couple of months ago for the first time. I was lucky to be invited to do an online tasting from the people from Glencadam or Angus Buckman. So they sent me a nice small sample set so that I can do an online tasting. I really liked it. I liked the fruitiness of it. And I'm talking, of course, as the Glencadam's distillery, as well as the Tom & Tell's distillery. But for me, the Glencadam was absolutely fantastic. So I started with the Glencadam 10-year-old and I worked my way up to the 25-year-old Glencadam. And also the 25-year-old Glencadam was a gift from one of my nominated whiskey tubers for the challenge, but I'll talk about that in the end. So that was the 25-year-old, and I was so surprised that somebody would give me a generous sample of a 25-year-old, costing around €300 for a bottle. Super excited, and I think that also shows how nice the people are in this YouTube community, especially the people that's doing whiskey reviews. So the 13-year-old Glencadam, absolutely fantastic. This is my third bottle already. This is a Highland single malt Scotch whiskey. This is the batch free edition, bottle number 4028 of 5,994. Of course, natural color. And of course, it's non-chill filtered and it's bottled at 46% ABV. If you like fruity notes, this is definitely for you, with a hint of oak in the back, little toffee notes, apple notes, apple cider notes, a little bit of a vanilla note coming out. All those light fruity flavors that you expect from a Highland whiskey. Absolutely a fantastic one. This is also something that if you don't like the things that are maybe too oaky, this is just the one for you. The last one on my list, and of course this is also my Christmas dram. This is the one that is in a glass. Absolutely fantastic. I do like it. As you can see it, I like it quite a lot. Nice dark color. And of course I'm talking about the Edredauer 10-year-old. It is bottled at 40% ABV. So a little bit low on the alcohol, but for me it doesn't matter on this one. I just like it. I like the fruity flavors coming out. I like the sherry influence. It's a big sherry bomb. All the sweetness coming out. The toffee notes coming out. The raisins coming out. Oh, the sweetness of it. Oh, it is just fantastic. It reminds me so much of a Christmas cake in South Africa, with loads and loads of soaked in brandy over a 2-3 month period, and all those cherries and all those fruit absorbs the alcohol, the sweetness, the stickiness of it. Absolutely fantastic. So for me, that is the 3 whiskies that I've picked for this challenge. Fantastic. Try it if you haven't tried it, and then thank me later. Really, really nice. If you like the sweet things in life, this is definitely for you. So as for the challenge, I have one more that I just need to mention. Now, because I just received it about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I've not be able to put this in the challenge, but I need to mention it. And of course, I'm talking about the Glen Scotia Victoriana. And I can tell you, this is one of the best whiskies that I have tasted in a very long time. a no age statement whiskey. It is just for me the fruitiness of it, the light flavors of it, the apple notes, the pear notes, absolutely fantastic. Almost no oak on it. So for me, honorable mention. If you can find it, definitely buy it. This is my second bottle that I bought in a very short time. So have a look at it and let me know what you think about it. So on to the challenge and my 3 people that I would like to nominate. And first one, absolutely a channel that I love watching. It is a channel that is always loads of fun to watch. That is a couple that always have this nice little banter between them. Nice colorful shirts, colorful people. They have a nice knowledge of not just Scotch whiskey, but whiskies around the world and especially bourbons. So they are in bourbon country. So they are from the US, and I'm talking of multicasking. I will also put a link in the description to their channel. Charlie and Jean, absolutely fantastic people. Always willing to discuss whiskey, leave a comment, talk to them. They are always nice. They will always respond to your comments. Like them very much. Next one, the whiskey trials. I have to add Neil Smart from the whiskey trials into this challenge. Now, I said the first Glencairn 25-year-old that I received that came from the whiskey trials. He had an online discussion with the Glencairn group, and he actually bought a bottle from him. They had a little bit of an online tasting, and he decided that he's going to give away that bottle in small samples. So he just poured the whole bottle in bottles of samples, and I was one of the lucky persons that got a sample of this Glencairn 25-year-old. And for me, that was absolutely so strange that somebody that is willing to buy something at that cost and then just give it away to somebody else. And I think that is so important for me. And that's also, I will always be happy to share my whiskey with somebody else as well, because of people like Neil, also from Alan Wilson, really a fantastic guy. He also set me up with a couple of samples right in the beginning. Say, here you go. He didn't know me, never heard of me. He only saw me once or twice during his live streams, and he decided to send me some whiskey, which I find it is so nice to meet all these nice people in the whiskey YouTube fraternity. So the last person that I would like to also mention, also a very small channel, but I do like him, and I'm talking about Gav's Dram, and I will put a link in the description as well. Now, Gav is a laid-back gentleman that has got an incredible collection of whiskies, laid-back style. He just gives a no-nonsense review of the whiskey. I do like to watch him as well. So that is my 3 people. I hope they will take up the challenge. I'm not even sure if they'd watch my channel, but it is. I will try to put a link for them as well, so that they know that I did do the challenge for them. So thank you very much for watching. Merry Christmas. I hope you had a fantastic day with your family. And of course, let's hope that 2022, that all this lockdown nonsense will stop, and then we can go on with our lives as soon as possible. So thank you very much for watching, and I see you next time. Cheers.